Alright, we are returning to Dominate Dominion number 102 with this game of Clueless vs. Sigh. What is the point? And I really think Sigh is saying Sigh right now because one of their players is having some major connection issues. And he actually could not connect to the lobby and he cannot log into the client at all. So,
And we seem to have good guy Clueless over here. They have agreed to play 4v4 with them because, they're such nice people and they want to see a fair match.
yeah, Clueless saying, you know what? It's cool you guys don't have your fifth guy. We'll have one of our guys sit out during the match. We'll do a 4v4. We'll level the playing field because we feel like we still want you guys to play a good game with us. So, showing that good sportsmanship. Even though it's not going to be a full 5v5 match, it will still count as long as the players do play. And, it's always still fun to play the game instead of just forfeiting out.
Now, could you remind us what our chat bans were very quick, Fancy?
Our chat bans were Karma, Annie, Vayne, and Sona. And I'm going to get that updated for the stream there.
And we have a Kha'Zix lock-in, Fancy.
The
We all know
Kha'Zix
what
is
this means.
real. It is time for some change. Obama Bug is hitting the field.
Kha'Zix, pretty much known as the number one in Dominion right now, and I believe he's, a pretty strong jungler over in SR currently. But for Dominion, he is number one contested pick, pretty much universally.
Yes, he is incredibly strong. He's got that burst, he's got the isolation. If you get caught out on your own and Kha'Zix is the one to find you, you are in trouble. And coming out from Purple Team, they do pick up the Lee Sin. Now, if you're gonna let Kha'Zix through, something you got to pick up is that Lee Sin, because the vision on his E and the vision on his Q is so invaluable against that Kha'Zix. And actually, no, they're going to switch to Lux.
Well, seems they're going to pick up Lux, give them some good poke, good overall vision tool for scouting, and they're going to pick up Jayce. So you see the makings of poke comp coming out for Purple Team so far, and we see Hipeoples, who is going to be the person sitting out, picking up Ashe, probably going to sport his Heartseeker Ashe skin to, maybe or maybe not cheese a little bit and throw a global out of the base every now and then, and we see Blueberry locking in a Zyra pick.
That Zyra is going to be incredibly strong, especially when paired up with that Kha'Zix, able to snare everyone and ult them to keep them locked down. And I think, I'm assuming you have the confirmation that Baby Pop is going to be the one that's just chilling out in the base.
I most certainly do.
Alrighty. So, and then it looks like we're going to have a Ziggs pickup coming out for Purple Team. They saw the power of the Ziggs that last match on the enemy team and figured, you know what, he could probably be a really good pick in this comp here. They've got tons of range, tons of poke. So hopefully Clueless decides to pick up some hard engage here to get in on these guys. And there is the Lee Sin pick as the final pick. But the question is, who are they going to send bot lane? Because this is going to be 1 bot and 3 top, as opposed to our normal 1 bot, 4 top.
I happen to imagine that the Lee Sin is going to come top and be the frontliner. And he's going to be able to do that very well with Lux throwing shields over his back. I do believe, since he's going to be the physical damage of the team top lane, that it's probably going to be one of the AP's bottom lane. I would imagine it would be Ziggs bottom lane, but Jayce could also be bottom lane, and it would give them a lot of upfront AP bursts to go along with their Lee Sin.
Yeah, that would work out a lot better. They do need that front line, and Lee being the only, what seems to be bruiser on the team right now, because Jayce normally does go for that full glass pen Infinity Edge build, or Lord Van Dam's in that case now. So it'll probably be that Lux or Ziggs bot lane. But
considering the background of the Purple Team, do you think they're going to opt to build Lord Van Dam's Jayce, or do you think they're going to go more along the lines of a Tyr and a Muramana?
That is a good question. They are Summoner's Rift players. They might just go for the Tyr build. I don't know if they're fully aware of what Infinity Edge / Lord Van Dam's Jayce can do and is capable of. But as we get into our timer for the countdown, we can take off these summoner blockers here and reveal the summoner spells. Remember, BB Pop will be sitting out of the match as to even this up and make it a fair 4v4. Good guy Clueless.
And we do seem to have Wolfer sporting his bot lane Rammus. which he talks about so much in solo queues, as Rammus is an absolutely terrifying champion and builds him full AP. And if he can get in there and get that one taunt, he can absolutely delete somebody. And I'm looking forward to see how it turns out this game.
I've played against that Rammus bot lane. It is not very fun, especially when you're playing an AD that is melee. He just walks up to you, taunts you, and you're like, I'm killing myself quite a bit on you, and it hurts a lot. But we do have actually, I'm surprised. Purple Team brought Revive with them this time. They must have looked around and kind of realized, oh man, Revive is kind of important. Maybe we should be bringing that along.
It's nice to see some adaptation when we play tournaments. Everybody wants to see what goes on. They do a little bit of learning here and there, but to see it actually implemented this quick is quite pleasing.
Yeah, it's good to see that they're picking up on it, and they're like, oh man, look at that. Everyone's taking a Revive. We should probably do that too. So they're picking up that Revive. They're adapting to it. Still running the Flash, but that's totally okay. They're comfortable with it. No need to go too far out of your comfort zone. Especially if you're not used to running Revive, that's totally new.
Now, we did see a Parkhurst decide to pick up that initiator that Clueless was lacking in the form of a Jarvan. Cataclysm, very good zone control. We have Jarvan Standard. It provides a small attack speed buff, which is not going to be too useful for the champions that they do have, but it does also allow him to initiate upon the opposing team.
Yeah, he is going to be able to have that Cataclysm, and then of course you're going to have that Zyra dropping down the plants, dropping down the ultimate. Zyra can be used as a good counter engage. Jarvan can help with good counter engage. He can also help with engaging. And then once things start to get really low and out of position, Kha'Zix can come in to clean it up and start resetting all over the place. But on the flip side, Purple Team does have a pretty strong comp considering the amount of AoE damage they could get with the Jayce, with the Lee, with the Lux, or the Ziggs.
No, I do believe it's worth noting for the people who may or may not follow DominateDominion. Clueless is the reigning champions, I believe, 3 weeks in a row now. They have had some close encounters. Most of the grand finals have been 2-1 victories for them as of late, but they definitely are the favorites coming into this match.
Yeah, they have been around quite a while, and the enemy team, Sigh, what's the point, being a brand new team to DominateDominion, doing pretty good in the first round. I think they finished with a 400-plus victory, and now coming into the second round, they do have to go to the boss round and take down Clueless, one of the top teams. So we will see how they fare, as we are getting loaded into our game. Again, this is DominateDominion, number 102, Clueless versus Sigh, what's the point? And I am one of your casters today. My name is Fancy Wolf, and casting with me today is the extravagant
Retired People.
Mr. Retired Peoples. Alright, and for those of you wondering why this game is a 4v5, Sigh, what's the point? Teammate actually he could not log into the client. He was getting some major connection issues, so Clueless, being the good guys they are, said, you know what, if your guy can't get in, we can just 4v4. So BBPop is going to be sitting out, and they're going to play this out as a 4v4, just to kind of let the other team still have some fun with the tournament, so they don't have to forfeit because their teammate was having some internet trouble, because that would be quite a bummer.
We do see, everybody not actually sporting skins for Clueless. It is a skinless game for them, which is quite surprising, as they most definitely have skins for those champions, but their classic skins, what do you think, Fancy? Do you think the classic skins are better for the champions they have decided to pick?
I don't know. I mean, Lu Bu Jarvan is always amazing to see. Rammus, of course, since the visual update looks better in game, but he has some great skins as well. Ashe, I'm surprised BBPop is not running Heartseeker. But I mean, I gotta give it to Sigh. What's the point? They do have Pool Party Ziggs and Muay Thai Lee Sin. And then I always do prefer original Jayce art over most of the other arts. So.
You're not a fan of DominateDominion?
I do enjoy DominateDominion, but I just like his original art. Same with Rengar. I much prefer his original art, even though I own the skin.
Every man has their likes and dislikes and their opinions. Stream if you have any skins you particularly like. You feel free to toss them out there, and we can talk about that a little bit as we do get into the game.
Alright, we are going to see who's going to be going bot lane here for Sigh. What's the point? Most likely going to be Rammus going bot for Clueless. Wolfer is their bot lane player. He is going to be doing AP Rammus. For those of you unaware, it is very scary to deal with. So we'll see how that turns out.
Welcome to the Crystal Skull.
Now we do see him playing a champion he absolutely loves to play. He absolutely adores Kha'Zix and the amount of burst damage that he gets to do. He often calls the champion very, very dumb in a sense because, you know, it has 50% damage reduction with his evolved R now. His leap range is very, very strong. He's a very overbearing champion and hard to deal with.
Yeah, certain parts of his kit just are a little bit overloaded right now, and once he starts getting the evolutions onto his abilities, he just becomes that much stronger. And once you start getting into the team fights with the resets, and he's vanishing mid-fight, and you can't lock onto him, it's so much to deal with. He's all over the place, and just nuking your carry so hard.
We do see a standard start coming out from Purple Team, everybody picking up their Prospector's items and a couple pots, and Hulu's going to opt to do the same.
Yep, and BB Pop, of course, sitting on no items because BB Pop is opting to sit out, and so I'll put the bot laners right next to each other on the graph for you guys. Alright, and it is good to be Lee Sin bot lane.
Lee Sin bot lane, and they're opting for a full outright poke top, which might be very effective. Zyra not known for being the best champion to deal with things that actually outrange her, but we'll see. You know, we have Purple Team running a finesse combo. We'll see how it does. We see Hipeoples coming around on this Lux. Parker's coming over the top with an EQ. Very, very nice. We see the counter light binding, and Parker's taking a lot of damage in return. Jayce with the knockback, not going to quite finish him off as they both greed. Flash being thrown down. Jayce going to go down as well as the Parker.
Oh, and the double kill being pulled out from Zyra there. Very nicely done, keeping him zoned off the tower.
Now we do see Blueberry land a very nice grassing root, walking up using a substantial amount of auto attacks on this Ziggs, but both people deciding to retreat as their reinforcements arrive. Grassing root's barely gonna miss, and we see Wolfer, you know, stacking up a nice wave in the bottom lane, Lee Sin having a little bit of trouble. But back in top lane we have Hipeoples and Jayce going at each other. Jayce again with the knockback. The Jayce nurse not quite managing to pick up the kill.
Oh, and Wolfer going for some kill potential here on Lee, but he is going to be able to walk away from that just fine.
We do see Hipeoples being very, very brave, scouting on absolutely no HP. There is no health relic for him to get, so I'm surprised he hasn't based. We have Parker's and Blueberry delaying with little mana and resources that they have. Jayce going to decide to jump on Parker's, but getting the worst into that trade, and Hipeoples going for back-capping shenanigans. As we see the low-health Ziggs peel off to deal with him. In the bot lane fight, Lee Sin flashing away. It looks like he might be stalling for just enough time for Sonic Wave and Resonant Strike to come back up to finish off Wolfer.
Yeah, and he is going to be able to cap this. Wolfer doesn't want to mess with that right now. He does not have enough HP to deal or tank the damage. And Parker's just getting some delay on the caps there, throwing down that standard.
Red team has captured the boneyard. Red team has captured the drill.
Now, what do you think, Fancy? What is the optimal thing to do when you have a Zyra deeply entrenched in her own territory in those bushes with plants ready to come out at you at any time?
It's really difficult to say, because normally your option is to gank bot, but, and Jarvan getting a little ham there. He is going to be on the receiving end of quite a few abilities. He may actually go down. Parker's, what are you doing? Run! Alright, he's going to go.
That's the cover up of Zyra as we see a gank go down in the bottom lane. Jay swapping with Lee Sin, but Hipeoples down there. Right on time to, you know, snowball his bottom laner a bit, picking up that kill on the Jay.
Yeah, normally you would try to go gank bot lane, but the bot laner is Rammus, so that is not an easy lane to gank. And that Ziggs is going to go down.
And the Winion is going to pick up Parkhurst in the return kill. Jarvan going to go down.
Winion's totally won.
And we see Wolfer with a nice piercing taunt, and he managed to pull the Lee Sin into turret range, but the laser is actually going to end up whiffing, and the Lee Sin's going to pick up the kill 1v1.
Yeah, that was pretty good play there.
Hipeoples also in the top lane, going to pick up Ziggs in the minion wave 1v1 for another solo kill, and we have Wolfer deciding to blow revive and come down and try to interrupt this bot capture.
Yeah, he is going to be able to stop it. I don't know if he's going to be able to kill. Oh, wow, that Powerball damage just nuked all of those minions down. So, very nicely done.
Powerball currently at 250 base damage plus 118 from the sheer amount of AP that Wolfer currently has.
Yeah, that is a lot. That Jayce just getting chunked. And he's trying to do damage, but Wolfer's like, I'm a Rammus.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Half-Hearted gonna go down from the lead sin, and it looks like there are gonna be 2 return kills. I do not believe the Lux is gonna manage to get away from this. However, she might prove me wrong.
Yep.
No, Jarvan's EQ is gonna come over the top, and there's another double kill for Blueberry, who is 5-0-1.
Yeah, that Zyra being a really safe pick, able to sit back, throw out that poke, and throw out the plants, and Lee Sin pop and revive. It looks like they're going to try to pressure onto this here. But Wolfer and Hafe are coming up in the back. They are ready for this.
And the AD seem to have been complaining about the Rammus, so they swat one more time and they send the Lux to go bottom lane. Parker's with the EQ over the wall. Wolfer coming in for the Powerball is going to taunt them off. He's in with the Resonating Strike. He gets a good kick on the Wolfer, but it's just not enough damage, and Ziggs is left by his lonesome. He does not look like he is going to get away. Triple kill coming out for Half-Hearted.
That bug getting those resets, leaping all over the field, and oh, we have a DC. I don't know if that is I don't know if that's someone quitting out or if that is an actual DC problem.
Well, in the chat, we had Hi Mika just throw GG, we quit, and he immediately left the game.
Oh.
As the rest of his team seems to be valiantly fighting, but not able to pick up Wolfer in the bot lane is Lux.
Just flat out quit, really.
That most certainly seems to be the case.
That is interesting. Well. Yeah.
And there we see Ryo going out as well. Feeling outclassed against Clueless, the reigning champions, they decide that they're just going to leave the game and allow Clueless to get a 5 cap.
Yep, that's, they're just DCing out. So, looks like...
GG's well played's being called before they left. They seem to know that they were not going to be able to pull that one out.
Yeah, they I gotta give them credit. It takes a lot to be able to say, you know what, we're not going to be able to win this game. We forfeit to you guys. You can take it. Because normally you see people fight it out to the last second, just trying to pull something back, but they have that higher level of knowledge to say, you know what, guys, we're not going to win this. These guys are definitely beating us out. So I really hope to see them next week, though. I think they do have a lot of potential. Hopefully the internet stuff fixes out for them next week, though.
No props for them showing up, coming out, showing what they could do, and it really does take a lot to understand when you're outclassed. We have a dance party, got Rammus spinning over in the middle as we wait for this game to close out, and we have Bebepop still violating the rules, leaving the base.
Whoa, Baby Pop, what are you doing? What are you doing, Baby Pop? You are way too fast right now.
I do think that is grounds to DQ Clueless, wouldn't you think, Fancy Wolf?
I would totally say DQ Clueless, because...
we are definitely going to have to check with the Evans Gorman to see about this violation of the rules.
That is definitely against the rules. BB Pop, we might have to get him on here for an interview and ask him what he was thinking when he did this.
As he fires the bad-mannered arrow, doesn't quite manage to actually impact the game.
Oh, and for those in chat wondering, the entire enemy team quit the game. So Clueless just went and 5-capped them to help make the game go a lot faster. So as we get to our post-game block here, not going to be too much to see. It was the 4v4. The enemy team did admit defeat and surrender. They left the game. Looking at damage dealt, it was the Zyra and the Kha'Zix absolutely decimating them. But again, it's really cool to see new teams come out. I really do hope they show up next week and their internet holds together for them. It's kind of a bummer to see a team come in and adapt so quickly like that, taking the revives and then have to drop out because of something so silly. But, let me get our brackets here. And I think we're probably going to be doing... What were we doing? Explosive Dishwasher and Willie Off? I think was the next game we were going to be casting.
I believe so. If Explosive Dishwasher is indeed done their round 2 match, bracket has not updated that match for me, so I'm not entirely sure.
Gotcha. It's not updated for me either. But yeah, if anyone has any questions in the chat, anything about Dominion, anything you guys want to know, feel free to ask us. Myself and Hipeoples are very well versed in Dominion meta and knowledge. We can answer anything, as well as many people in chat as well. But,
and we are definitely going to cut to a short commercial break as we figure out your next game, and we will be back very shortly.
So hang on in there.